Hi everybody, Jennifer Schaus here. We're coming to you live today from Washington, D.C., and thanks for joining us in our Webinar Wednesday series. Every Wednesday, we're going to cover the top 40 federal government contractors. All of our webinars are complimentary and recorded. You can sign up to get alerts on our YouTube channel, which is absolutely free. It takes you 2 minutes of your time, and you'll be notified when today's recording is uploaded. If you're looking for the PowerPoint, you can hop over to slideshare.net and log in with your LinkedIn credentials. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'll find over 600 of our PowerPoints over there. A little bit about us. We are based in downtown Washington, D.C. and provide professional service for revenue generating contractors. Our services are listed there in the second bullet, primarily focused on GSA schedule support. We also put on events, webinars, and conferences throughout the year. More information on our website, jenniferschaus.com. In the event that your company is selling to federal government contractors, you can advertise in our webinars, in our newsletter, and through our LinkedIn. If you want a media kit, just send us an email to the hello@jenniferschaus.com email address. Some notifications about some webinars that we've got coming up that are a little bit out of the ordinary. Outside of this series. So tomorrow we are working with our friends over at Visible Thread on the GSA schedule as a federal business development tool. It's a complimentary webinar. The link is there. You can also find these links on our website under the event section. September 14th with the Virginia PTAC, which is now an Apex Accelerator. We are covering more of the basics of the GSA schedule. That's also a complimentary webinar. This is one of our sponsored content webinars coming up on September 19th with C3 Integrated Solutions, talking about CMMC. Bill Wooten will be the speaker, and that is also listed on our website under the event section. Again, these are all under the event section, but they are, in fact, webinars. October 19th from 10 to 12 with our friends at GovSpend and FedMine, who provides the data in all of our webinars. We're co-hosting a webinar on the GSA schedule. And then October 26th, another webinar with Visible Thread, talking about the new fiscal year 24, and overall federal contracts. Marketing class in February, which is a little bit in the future, but feel free to put that on your calendar. Again, it's a complimentary webinar and it's also listed on our website. Kind of crunch time here for the GSA Oasis Plus, but if you're still looking for proposal support packages, send us an email to the hello@jenniferschaus.com. Okay, now we want to thank our sponsors. Our webinars are complimentary because of our sponsors, so they pay so that you do not have to. So we want to thank our friends at GovEvents, the premier platform for posting events related to government and government contracting. You can find all of our webinars and our events on govevents.com, as well as recordings from our past 600 plus webinars. We also want to thank Tom Johnson and his team at Set Aside Alert. They are the go-to publication for contracting opportunities for small women-owned, veteran-owned, hub zone, and 8A firms. Visit setasidealert.com for more information. The Fairfax Economic Development Authority has an online calendar of events and webinars, and we want to thank them for posting our events and webinars on their calendar. The Virginia PTAC over at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia, offers free one-on-one counseling to established government contracting firms in Virginia on federal, state, and local procurement topics. If you want to learn more, use the links in the on the slide here to register for live training and find self-directed learning resources. They also offer group trainings, which are free with no restriction on where your business is located. They've got one-on-one counseling, but that is, however, limited to eligible client companies. The Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce has their monthly GovCon Council meeting to network with peers, learn about opportunities, and help shape future federal programming. The meetings take place the fourth Tuesday of each month at 8:30 at the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce. The next meeting is on Tuesday, September 26th. If you've got questions, please email Alicia Field. Her email is listed there at the bottom of the screen. The Federal Business Council events are the ultimate engagement channel to bring government and industry together. 68% of government personnel report that they attend more than one event each year. FBC has worked with government and industry for 45 plus years to create gatherings where ideas are shared and to help government achieve its goals. This includes agency industry days, cybersecurity symposiums, tech expos, and offsite meetings. FBC provides full lifecycle meeting planning and event management. With over 5,000 meetings under their belt, FBC has the experience, systems, personnel to make your next event exceptional. Learn more at fbcinc.com. BidSpeed. BidSpeed, do you want help winning government contracts? BidSpeed helps and you win. Find opportunities from every federal, state, and local public source. In the U.S., BidSpeed can help you find teaming partners, incumbent point of contact, expiring contracts, and provide compliance matrix and proposal templates. BidSpeed is also an official partner of the U.S. SBA 7J Management and Technical Assistance Program. Get started today at bidspeed.com. We also want to thank again FedMine and GovSpend. They are the premier platform for searching for federal opportunities. With the acquisition of FedMine in 2021, the combined solution now empowers teams to make smarter decisions. They've provided data for us for this webinar as well as the past several years. They also are the leading source of data analytics and insight for government contractors. They integrate data from 18 federal data sources and sets and create a single platform that places all of the data points at your fingertips. You can find contract opportunities and additional information to propel your federal government contracting business forward. Okay, a little bit about the series and the schedule. Again, everything's recorded. You can sign up for our YouTube alerts when any new webinar is posted. That doesn't cost you anything. If you're looking for the PowerPoint, it's listed on our slideshare.net site, which is also free. You can log in with your LinkedIn credentials. Here's where we are in the schedule. This is everything in red we've covered. It's on our website under the top 40 tab. Today we're covering Triad National Security, and you'll see we'll continue every Wednesday through the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, which will close out the series November 15th with GlaxoSmithKline. All of these recordings and webinars, again, are on our website under this tab at the top called Top 40. So we're assuming that most companies are listening to these webinars because they are small businesses and perhaps want to explore the angle of subcontracting with one of these larger businesses. So we thought it would be important to cover a little, a couple minutes on subcontracting. So let's try to run through this. First and foremost, you should be familiar with both the FAR and the DFARS, the Federal Acquisition Regulations, and then the same thing for the defense agencies. These are the rules and regulations by which the federal government must abide by when they are procuring contracts. So there is a part in both the FAR and the DFARS on subcontracting, and these are going to cover the FAR flow-down clauses that will apply to your business. So don't think that just because you're subcontracting, you're not going to have any rules and regulations that will apply to your business. In fact, you very much will. It would be beneficial to your business to ensure that you understand both the FAR again and the DFARS. Those are links there to recordings that we've done on those parts. Some other webinars that we've done on subcontracting, we've kicked off this series in the beginning of 2023 in February with subcontracting with the primes. There's 6 major sections there, starting with market research all the way through to compliance. We also did, I believe this was last year, 2022, on subcontracting within all of the federal departments. We've got 15 webinars there. And then over the years, we've amassed over 30 webinars on more of the tactical and strategic topics on subcontracting. Best practices, if you are in fact going for that angle, you need to define what it is your business does and does well. What are you known for doing and executing with excellence? Make that be the focus of your business. Don't start adding services and products that don't make sense. You then want to identify opportunities where you're adding value. So, and by opportunities, we mean solicitation. So looking at sam.gov to look for the notices where the government is purchasing specific products, services, or software where that fits into what you do and do well. Your value can also at times be a lower price. It could be a unique capability that you have that perhaps a prime does not, or maybe they don't have enough of, or a relationship where you've worked in an agency or department that will help solidify the contract. Use the public data that's out there. There's no other sector like the federal government market where you can look at who has won these contracts in the past. What is the profile of those companies? Are they large? Are they small? Are they women-owned? Are they HUB-owned? Are they 8A? Are they veteran-owned? What other contracts have they won? What size are the contracts? Where's the place of performance? You're not going to get that in any other industry. So because there is data out there, use the data to drive your strategy and your decisions and how you spend your time. You'll be much more efficient by doing all of this research and homework up front versus just reacting to solicitations that you see because you think it's written for your business. Sign up for Google News alerts, especially if you're, even if you are a subcontractor. So you almost have two customers, the customer, meaning the federal government that you want to work with, as well as the prime who holds the main contract. You want to know what's going on within that company. Are they going through mergers, acquisitions? Are they publicly traded? Is their stock price fluctuating? Is there a leadership change? Are they selling off their government contracting division? All of these things are important and will impact their business, which will impact how they spend their money and how they work with subcontractors. Your capability statement, you should absolutely have a bland kind of company-wide capability statement, but you should also have one that's focused on the specific solicitation that you're going after and this potential partner that you want to work with that marries all of these things together. Once you've conducted all this research and you've have more or less we'll say a simple strategy to work with these companies or the department, you then want to go to the company website and register as a small business vendor. Sign up for any newsletter that they may have, any events that they are attending, what associations are they members of. Sign up for those associations as well. Get involved, shake their hands. That human interaction, nothing comes second to that. Once you've done that, then I'd say it's almost time to greenlight the LinkedIn connection, where you then reach out to the small business liaison officer. They will be helpful to you if you have done your homework. They are not there to do your homework. Again, do your homework first. Come to them with a solicitation number and a name of somebody that you want to meet within the company that is perhaps the program manager for overseeing the work for that specific solicitation within that department, within that agency. Okay, so today we are covering profile number 29. So we're going to have, we're kind of coming down to the wire here on 10 companies left, 10 weeks left in the series. Today we're covering Triad, National Security. Triad, as you can imagine, is made up of 3 organizations. It's Patel, UT, meaning Texas, A&M, and University of California. They manage the national lab at Los Alamos. Some basic information here takes you over to their main company website, which is pretty basic information there on the website. Not a lot that you're going to gather except some contact information, leadership information, and some basic news about the company. They've got their prospective suppliers registration link. I'd encourage you to register there after you've done your homework, that you've determined that they are in fact a good fit for your business. They are registered here in sam.gov, obviously as a partnership because it's made up of the 3 companies, listed here as a for-profit organization, and as you can see, located in Los Alamos. Their LinkedIn information does not exist. However, there are LinkedIn pages for Patel, Texas, and University of California. So at the helm here is Thomas Mason. He's the lab director at Los Alamos. You can see his background here. It comes from obviously one of the companies that is that makes up Triad, National Security. And SBLOs on LinkedIn, the small business liaison officers, are not available. There's really There's a lot of contact information on their website, which I'd encourage you to spend some time on, but it would probably be beneficial to go through Battelle, University of California, and Texas A&M to reach out to the folks there who are probably involved. Prime contracts on the civilian side, as you could imagine, Los Alamos is part of Department of Energy. This is where the all of their business more or less comes from. And you'll see over the years as the numbers don't fluctuate too much, but already for 2023 they are seeing increases. Small dip in 2020, perhaps simply due to COVID, I'm not sure, but after 2020 things are on the rise, and they're looking at well over $4 billion in 2023. On the defense side, nothing to report. And on the independent agency side, GSA, not sure exactly what that is for, but GSA could be playing a small part in perhaps some of the management of the labs. GSA is also has the Public Building Service, which is more or less the real estate agent of the federal government. So again, that would require some further digging and sleuthing on your side. For top 5 NAICS codes, no surprise here, facility support is pretty much where they fall. And as you can see, looks like perhaps they gave some support again to GSA, but that would require some additional digging and looks like some automotive repair, maybe some of the automobiles that were used that are used on site for these facilities. But that looks like that was perhaps just kind of a blip on the radar, and it pales in comparison to the work that they're doing at Department of Energy. On the civilian side, the sub-K requirement, so subcontracting threshold is at 750,000, so any contracts valued at 750,000 or above require a subcontracting plan. And so these numbers are mirroring what we saw on the earlier slides. On the defense side, nothing to show here because there's no work with Department of Defense. Independent agencies, that GSA was, like I said, just kind of a blip on the radar, nothing really required. So again, Department of Energy, as you can imagine, and when we look at this, again, it's really just repetitive from the earlier slides, facility support. So very focused, as you can imagine, Triad National Security. When we look at the subcontractors, it looks like there's some competitors kind of neck and neck for the top 3 spots. So TechSource versus Merrick SMSI joint venture. And it'd be interesting to see just further details about these 2 companies. They're kind of neck and neck. When we look kind of at second place, we've got two players there in second place, and same thing there for, we'll say, third place, and then fairly evenly split for the companies below that. And again, it would, just because these companies are listed here as the sub-awardees does not mean that you cannot be a subcontractor to them. In fact, it might be an easier path just because Triad has limited information and probably a little bit harder to go through the 3 companies that comprise Triad. On the top 5, again, there's going to be more than 5, but these are just the top 5 that are reported, going from lowest dollar value to highest. PM Tech, Hukari, Integrated Tech Corp, Louisiana Energy, and Merrick SMSI. Again, all listed for facility support at Department of Energy, assuming these are all at Los Alamos. There's no GWACs that we were able to find. Again, Battelle, UT in California, University of California, may in fact have contract vehicles, but under Triad, we were not able to find anything. Expiring contract 750 and above. 750 again is the subcontracting threshold. Nothing that we saw. Conclusions. We just did a little bit of research here to give you a better picture. Obviously, they're focused on managing Los Alamos. All of their focus, aside from that blip that we saw for GSA is focused with the Department of Energy. I would encourage you to, even if you want to be a sub to one of their subs, spending some time on the NNSA site, which is the National Nuclear Security Administration, which falls under DOE. There's a lot of really good information there, and easy. I find it easy to navigate. I know we've covered some of the other national labs earlier in this series, so we have spent some time on that site. As we saw, the subcontractors are kind of neck and neck there, and evenly dispersed, even between kind of those first two, the second two, and the third two contractors. They're not, vastly overshadowing the other subcontractors. So it seems like a lot of what they're parsing out or competing out is fairly competed. A little blurb here about Los Alamos, and again, it would not hurt you if in fact this is an area that your company is capable of working on by spending some time then on the Los Alamos website. So again, National Lab Management, Science, Tech, and Engineering, nothing here that we haven't already said or covered. There's the logo there for the NNSA and the organizations, I'm sorry, that make up Triad. Board of Directors, as you can see, these folks are coming from companies that either make up the company or have something related to that. The outlier here is Michael Lemke from Huntington Ingalls. We covered Huntington Ingalls a couple weeks ago. Same thing with Greg Meyer from Fluor, but everybody else is part of the comprised of the companies that make up Triad. Here's some headlines that are, we'll say, within the last 12 months or so. Obviously, their contract has been renewed for Los Alamos. Don't see that changing anytime soon. Just some headlines that give you an understanding of the depth of the dollars that are associated with these contracts. Oops, I think I went backwards. It looks like their workforce is growing as their contracts grow in size. Some additional headlines, they've got some grants as well, if your company is focused on grants. And then they're, again, just a little bit of repetitive information, and that's kind of it. There's not a whole lot here to conclude, other than they are extremely focused on Los Alamos, Department of Energy, and everything that's associated with that. So kind of short and sweet today, just based on the lack of information, but extreme focus, which in a way is a good reminder for businesses out there. So now you know Triad, you know exactly what they do, where they're focused, and your company should more or less be taking a page out of their book to also be laser focused, and you'll be more successful that way, and efficient with your time, and effective in how you spend your time. So again, today's recording is going to be found on our YouTube channel. Slides are going to be on SlideShare. Here's the schedule at a glance, and again, we'll finish up on Wednesday, November 15th with GlaxoSmithKline. Recordings are all on the website as well as our YouTube channel under that top 40 section. So thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday afternoon. We appreciate you joining our webinar series.